Moving on, Vice President Shettima has reaffirmed Nigeria's commitment to shaping Africa's future through impact, inclusion, and strategic investment. Speaking at the Africa Social Impact Summit, high-level policy engagement in Abuja, the Vice President said Nigeria is strengthening initiatives such as the Business Coalition for Education, the Women and Youth Financial Economic Inclusion Platform to drive sustainable development. Represented at the event by his technical advisor on women and youth engagement, Hajia Hawa Liman, Vice President Shettima stressed that government alone cannot address Africa's development challenges, noting that progress requires strong partnerships with the private sector, development partners, and civil society. He said Nigeria is repositioning development as investment in human capital, digital infrastructure, climate resilience, and inclusive markets, while reforming institutions to deliver results for citizens. The Vice President also described the summit as a platform for co-investment and collaboration, adding that empowering women and youth remains central to the Tinubu administration's renewed hope agenda. However, the officials from the Budget and Economic Planning Ministry, the United Nations, and Sterling One Foundation also underscored the need for deeper collaboration to accelerate the sustainable development goals across Nigeria and Africa. The event featured the launch of key policy-backed initiatives aimed at strengthening education, foundational learning, and financial inclusion for women and young people.
The success of every nation is shaped not only by the quality of its ideas, but by the clarity of judgment and the courage of conviction that defines the solution it chooses. We cannot claim to work for the people if we do not share ideas, challenge assumptions, and collaborate to confront the structural gaps that undermine our collective needs. This moment and this engagement represents one of such shared experience. It is an opportunity to listen with humility, to reason with honesty, and to act with purpose. Beyond Nigeria's commitment to shaping Africa's future through impact, inclusion, and investment, this convening of Africa Social Impact Summit, held in partnership with Sterling One Foundation and our local and global collaborators, must be more than an exercise in social relations. It must serve as a platform where intent is converted into execution, where dialogue matches into decision, and where partnerships are forged with outcomes firmly in view. The promise of ACES is one we never take for granted. Over the past 4 editions, we have watched this summit evolve into one of Africa's most consequential platforms for development dialogue. We do not need a lecture on why this engagement matters. None of us doubt its relevance because all of us here share the same aspiration.
Economy-wide nationally determined contributions, African nations are crafting blueprints for a just transition, integrating climate objectives with energy, food systems, job creation, and inclusive economic growth. However, the ambitious goals we set must be met with commensurate support. Excellencies, friends, Africa is stepping up with vision, leadership, and courageous solutions. Now it is the turn of the international community to rise to the occasion. We require a renewed surge of global solidarity from governments, development banks, the private sector, and philanthropic organizations to unlock the finance, the technology, and the partnerships essential for transformative change. Across the continent, our UN resident coordinators and country teams are diligently collaborating with governments and the private sector to support nationally led initiatives.
Do my bit for my sphere of influence where I play, which is agribusiness, and government is to enable. Government has no business in business. Government and private sector partners are collaborators. This year should be a year of intentionality, a year of collaboration, which is why I'm happy to be here. Straight from Davos, straight to the villa. Good initiative on the part of the organizers, and I'm very, very happy and proud of my sister, Weju Bekwe, who is championing this cause alongside collaborators. She told me about this less than 24 hours ago, and I told her I will be here. I didn't know it was breakfast, I thought it was lunch, but you know what? It doesn't really matter. Lunch, breakfast, or dinner, it's food. Food security, right? Food security is an essential part of national security. National security is important. Food security is important, but food sovereignty is more important. We must collaborate, we must cooperate.
Systems and align innovation with equity and national and at state level. Your Excellency and distinguished guests, while 5 years is not long time, it is enough if we change how we act. Let us scale up what works, fix what fails, and hold ourselves accountable for results. The United Nations in Nigeria is fully focused on supporting Nigeria to achieve SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. Through the United Nations Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework, we are working with government agencies in all the sectors that relate to SDGs to implement initiatives that will push the needle of the SDGs. But we all know the more must be done urgently. Let us commit to working together to achieve the promise of Agenda 2030 and the Sustainable Development Goals by not leaving no one behind.
Past few decades, Nigeria going through a number of crises. We have the conflicts in the northeast, we have a crisis in the northwest, now also in the middle belt. We have flooding, we have insurgencies, terrorism, and a series of issues that are now compounding the issue. And as a result of these crises, we are seeing large-scale displacement. Today, we are seeing the largest number of displacement in, of course, Borno. That may come as no surprise to you. However, the state with the second displacement is not in the northeast, it's not in the northwest, it's Benue State, with close to 500,000 people who are